What's going on, everyone? Alex Da Silva, Happy as Larry Group. I hope you are well and welcome to another daily dose of happiness. I hope you're having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. As always, gotta love life. Let's start the day with a smile. And I just want to start the day by saying, I hope you are doing well, and I hope you have an amazing day. Whatever you do, whatever you are doing right now, as you're watching this video and afterwards, just do something great for yourself. And I want to kick off today by talking to you guys about believing in yourself. Do you believe in yourself? And that's a really interesting one, because I really didn't believe in myself, for a long time. And, even till probably a few years, it's taken me a while. It's been a very slow journey for me, coming into recovery, doing a lot of personal work on myself, mentally, physically, spiritually, getting myself to the point where I am today. Some days I have really good days and I believe in myself, and some days it's tough. I really have to work at it. And I'm very grateful, because I have little things that I do throughout the day. So should something like that kick in, insecurity, not feeling comfortable, not feeling confident, I'm not believing in myself, then, I have little things that I do, whether it's in that immediate moment or throughout the day, if it continues, to kind of help me to get through and to prove to myself, to show to myself that, I am good enough and I am worthy and I do belong, and, I can believe in myself, I am a good bet. And I wanted to talk about it because it was such a huge thing for me growing up, trying to, as a child, not believing in who you are is such a huge thing, and from a very young age, I've always thought that, I was not gonna amount to anything, and I didn't feel like I was as good as anybody else, I didn't feel like I had the same talents, the same look, the same way of speaking, and when I looked in the mirror, I felt ashamed, I felt embarrassed, I actually felt ugly as well, and I want to be honest with you guys about these things, because the journey that we go on in life, sometimes we can brush these things under the carpet and pretend that they're not there, to the point where we believe it so much that it becomes so, and we just kind of go on about life, and when things don't go our way, and we keep failing, or quitting, which is the actual truth. We blame it on other people. We blame it on, on other things. And we often hold other people accountable and responsible for our feelings, for our failures, for our lack of self-belief. And that's really tough. And that's a real tough thing to put on somebody else, to hold somebody else accountable for your own self-belief. That's a hard thing to do, because it's not anybody else's responsibility other than yourself, to really hold yourself, to put you where you want to be, to be the individual that you want to be, whether you're a man or a woman, boy or girl, it doesn't matter. This is your responsibility, and I want you to really listen to this. And the reason I want you to listen to this, because I think we live in a world that it's very easy for other people to believe in us when we don't have, self-belief, we don't have self-worth, we don't have self-esteem. And when you don't believe in yourself, but you have other people that do, to their expectations or to their limitations, then it's okay, because we don't have to go in front of this, we don't have to brave it out. We can just sit in our comfort zone and just say, well, this is as good as I am. This is as good as I'm ever going to be. So, this is okay. When actually, deep inside and up here, there is always that kind of conflict where sometimes up here is telling you that, you shouldn't do it. But there is always that additional voice that turns around and says to you, you're good enough. You need to push through this. And then in your heart, that that's true. You've got more in you. You deserve better. And it's a real tough fight. I've got to be honest, I've had it all my life. I've had it all my life. But here's the question. Do you only believe in yourself because of other people? Because of other people's affirmations of you? Because of what other people expect of you? Because of what other people are telling you that, you are who you are supposed to be, And is any of that stuff true? Are you reaching your full potential? And I want you to think about that because, Lucy said to me, and I think I shared this before, she mentioned to me, I was struggling around something and we talk always very openly and I always share things with her and vice versa. And she just looked at me and she said, is that your thinking? And it took me a while to process that because at first I said, yeah, of course it's my thinking. I'm thinking about this. Of course it is. But then it dawned on me when she said it again, she went, is it your thinking? Or is that coming from someone else? And I paused for a few seconds, probably a minute or so. And I realized actually it's not my thinking. It's not who I am as an individual. And when I dig deep in my heart, I know that wasn't me. And that was the start of the change for me. And it was a very rapid change once I realized. So I want you to understand when you're thinking, negative thoughts and limiting beliefs and and you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling like you're at your best, or you can't be your best, or who you are right now is as far as it's going to go, deep inside, if that's not true, then it's not true. But if your thinking is telling you that that's all you're going to be, then take a step back, give yourself that love and that care to turn around and realize and watch your thinking and see, is that my thinking, or is it coming from your mum? Is it coming from your dad or your siblings or aunties, uncles, cousins, friends, work colleagues, boyfriend, girlfriend? Because I've realized that we often trust people with our emotions, and what can happen is people take advantage of that. People want to control. And if they have self-limited beliefs, then what they do is they will transmit that to you, and they will say exactly the same thing to you, which is why I always say surround yourself with winners, because winners win, losers lose. And people that have a loser mentality will continue to lose because they don't think that they're good enough. And not to call those people losers, because I would love to get more people who have that thinking like I did to come around to this side, because the winning mentality is so much better, it's so much fresher, it's so much, there's so much more positivity on this side. The winning side is so much better. And can anybody do it? 100%, 120, 110. I put my life on it. Anybody can do it, but it has to come from you. And I wanted to share that with you, and I want you to dig deep and find out what really motivates you. What motivates you about you? What do you want to bring out? Who do you want to be? What do you want to become? Ask yourself these questions. Write them down. Start to really look at who you are currently and who you want to be. And then if they don't match, then look at what you need to do in order to become that person. Don't beat yourself up. Just do what's needed. Put the action in and continue to do it until you become that person. It's going to be hard. Sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it's going to be tough. But you know what? The journey continues, and that's the beauty of it, because you will grow from it every single time. And once you start to believe, once you start to see how amazing, how fantastic, how phenomenal you are, then the journey just continues. And what you will also see is that haters will continue to hate, and the people who are there, who will continue to support you, will always be there as well. But what you will find is that those people, unfortunately, who are still unfortunately in that mindset, they will phase out. You will have the power to remove yourself from that, and join, the sort of the other side. And hopefully they will come too, And I want to share that with you guys, and because it was a real tough journey for me, and it's a continuous one. So don't think that it's just going to happen overnight. It's a continuous work. Put the work on yourself, because it really pays off. Have an amazing day. afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, be amazing, be fantastic, and be absolutely phenomenal. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care.